Hi, welcome to the third video in this HDfleX tutorial series. In this tutorial, I will show you how to import your data into HDfleX to perform kinetic fitting of the HDX-MS data. First, we need to locate our input file and output folder. Okay, so now that we have done that, let's read the file. As you can see, HDfleX has parsed the file to look for existing protein data and state data. Select the number of states for which you would like to fit the HDX-MS data for. If you would like to perform back exchange correction, choose the relevant maxD state from your experiment if you have it. If your protein fully exchanges over the time window studied, you can select the plateau maxD function, and HDfleX will determine the maxD of each peptide or fragment automatically. The number of replicates must also be stated. In this file, I've got 3 replicates. There is also a replicate style that you must choose from this list. If your file replicates do not end with the listed replicate styles, you can choose to manually add replicates, and this will open a new window and you can add your replicates this way. First, select here if no file names are selected yet. Then, for the appropriate state and replicate, select your files. So in this case, I can choose number 1 goes here, and I might have a number 2 here, another here, like whichever ones. You can select them and put them up under the appropriate buffer and replicate number, like this, and then you press OK. The experimental fitting parameters are also important. First, state the number of exponential phases to fit. For this dataset, I am going to choose 1. You can choose to interpolate the fit, so that would mean connecting the data points rather than doing a kinetic fitting. However, this won't give you any fitting results. You can also normalize the uptake into percentages. However, I don't really advise doing this one. You can also apply an empirical adjustment, which I will discuss in a later video. You also have different pHs and time window formats that you need to put in. So the reference pH, you only have to put 1 pH here, and that is the pH of your reference state if you're using several pHs. You can add the experimental pH as well. It has to be the same number or more than the number of states chosen. So in this case, my reference pH is actually 7.4, and both states are actually a 7.4. You can, if I chose buffer 3 and 4, these are at different pHs, and a buffer pH adjustment factor would be applied. The time format for my experiments is on the millisecond time scale, but you also have seconds and minutes here, and the number in your input file would need to match those. So my one is millisecond, which is why I chose this. The minimum time window, I will select between 0 and 300,000 milliseconds. There is also the option of performing a theoretical fitting, but I will leave that for a future video. You can also customize your uptake plots using these options here. For the purposes of this video, I will use the default options. Now that we have set up our parameters, we can actually start fitting the data. To do so, we click on Run. Fast forward, and our fitting is now complete. As you can see, as the fitting was proceeding, the peptides kept being added to this tree. If we expand the list, this should expand them, and you click on each blank to get the peptides. So this should fit here. So if this peptide shows here, I can click on this one and it should change to this next peptide, which it has. Yes. We can also click on the ETD fragments that we've got. So let's click on C4. And again, you can see you can go for it live as well. We also, let's close that. We also get a table for each one, each state, containing the fitted results. The Q, so these extra like empty columns are actually because we have ETD fragments, so there's nothing to worry about. Let's keep going. The RMSC, basically you get all like sorts of information from here that will be used in the future pages. If we did intrinsic, we would also have a table here, so that would be the theoretical fitting. And so our output folder will now contain the PNG files of all the uptake plots that were plotted, in addition to the live one you've got. You get the fitted results in these tables as well. Please do not move any of these MATLAB or CSV files, as they will be necessary in the future parts of the analysis. You can move the uptake plots into a separate folder, and that should be fine. Now that we've completed the fitting, we can choose to either proceed to the next stages of the analysis in HDfleX, or we can choose to simply save our session and come back at a different time. So let's do that this time. So we will save it to, I'll save it to the same output folder. Let's just call it save file. And that will save what we've done so far in the application. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial today. In the next video, I will show you how to do the empirical adjustment.